Are you getting into a sport for the first time or returning after a long break? Worried about developing an effective training routine? Fear not. I got you covered. Are you scared that any routine will eventually become boring or so challenging that you will easily give up? I'll be very honest with you. What this really takes isn't crazy hard work for the sake of it. It's much simpler than what you may picture in your mind. Today, we'll delve into some techniques you can use to create an effective training routine that over time will bring you real fitness. Hey there, you're listening to EJR and this is Adothlete. If you're like me, you probably tried 1 zillion times to get and maintain yourself fit. And you failed. There's nothing wrong about you. You just need to keep trying. For me, it all started in survival mode. Following an accident around my 20s, I had to learn from scratch how to train from within and not simply copying what a perfectly trained trainer showed me or told me to do. That never works, by the way, at least not long term. And so I started learning how to train tailoring to my unique goals, which also makes me more accountable in keeping healthy habits in check. In this podcast, I share the tricks and secrets about why you keep failing in training and nutrition and what you can do about it. Okay, so today we'll talk about 5 key points. 1. Start slow. We've already said this 1,000 times. Starting slowly, much slower than what you expect, is key in the process together with consistency. 2. Why cross-training? It not only can boost your overall fitness level, but can support in bringing the variety you need to stick to your routine. 3. Please rest. What is exactly the meaning of rest and recovery for your body and how to not fall into the trap of quote unquote not training and not wanting to train anymore? 4. Smart goals. What are the SMART goals and why there are limitations in using them? But they can be a good benchmark for tracking your efforts if we don't fixate on applying everything to perfection. Finally, 5. The best trainer is you. How you can truly harness professional help without just leaving the choice to someone who doesn't really know you as you do. Topic number 1. Start slow. Key of all this is to start slow. Begin with low-intensity activities and gradually increase the intensity and duration over time is something that everybody will tell you. This obviously will help you to avoid injuries and build a foundation for more challenging workouts. But how do you understand what is challenging and what is not? How do you know when you have to stop for today? Pushing yourself to your limits is a feature that helps in achieving a higher level over time. But first, you need to understand your limits over time. What does this mean specifically? Well, let's say you are able to do a complete 1-hour workout at the gym or outside with your usual group, but you don't always manage to go. So it's supposed to be a couple of times a week and you often go only once or sometimes you skip for various reasons, both workouts. Now, I'm wondering, are you sure you're really able to sustain that level of workout? You may feel great after it, but anytime you skip, you're really skipping the chance to build on the foundations of your previous workout. For me, this system is a complete fail. Going 2 times a week or 3 if not done consistently, isn't changing your fitness level of an inch. Even worse, it may actually damage you more than help. Why? Well, because you're an adult and your body isn't anymore reactive like it used to be. You need more time to warm up, more time to build up, more time to rest. All this needs to happen consistently. But then, since you probably cannot sustain 1 hour training of your usual workout every single day of your life, what are you supposed to do? Take it slowly. Slower than what you think, but consistently. Let's say you want to become an athlete who runs marathons. Running is a great example because the endurance you need to run long distances isn't something you can improvise. It just doesn't work that way. So you want to start running from zero. Running 30 minutes different days of the week will feel very hard at the beginning. Then you'll get used, but will you get to the point to get used? Dropout rates are as high as 70% within the first year of starting a new sport. I would say the risk is far too high, and the variables for you to drop out are so many that it'll be common to fade out the discipline. Maybe this isn't your first time trying a new sports routine. Perhaps you already dropped out of several sports without clearly understanding why. What if instead you managed to run every day, but only for an almost effortless 10 minutes? Like probably you, I dropped out so many times that I know exactly that feeling of unwillingness to get out of the bed and do my training for the day. The more I don't train, the more I don't want to train. And actually, I love training. That's the paradox. I know you want to start something and show your great skills. In this sense, this method won't be exciting, and for a long time, you won't be able to do such great moves or that distance you picture as your goal. It will probably feel like you're not doing anything at all. But this is the catch. It's precisely the feeling of not being depleted that will make you consistent. Being tired or the idea of being exhausted after the workout won't be an excuse in your mind to skip your training because it's only 10 minutes. Over time, you'll gradually increase this time until you reach the desired goal. In this process, you learn what it feels to strain your body for 10, 15, 30 minutes, and so on. This knowledge builds the confidence you need to go back the day after. And without you noticing it, you'll find yourself on a roll. Okay, after you've managed to be on a roll for some time, how long should you keep going that way? Is that all? Well, no. After trying many different sports, I realized that as athletes who have full lives on the side, it's very hard to keep ourselves interested. Moreover, there are muscles and joint strain concerns. What I mean is that even if you become great at running, swimming, or at soccer, you should consider at least a secondary activity to balance out the different efforts of your body. And this actually takes us to our second point. Topic number 2, cross-training. Cross-training brings variety and strength. This is a training method that involves engaging in activities outside of your primary sport to improve in the areas that it fundamentally lacks or doesn't stress enough. Incorporating a variety of exercises and training methods, including strength training, cardio, and flexibility work, will better support your body. Depending on the area of interest of your main discipline, you may need more of one type of training than the others. But eventually, your body functions will only draw benefits from cross-training. Some of those benefits are preventing injuries that may happen from overexertion of certain muscle groups or joints, or strengthening to avoid overmobility issues, such as extreme flexibility that can turn out into damage without the proper strength to support it. And generally, all this work turns out to improve your performance in your main discipline, which doesn't suck at all, right? This can be applied when we simply integrate, yoga to any other sport to improve flexibility, or some machine work at the gym for strengthening specific muscle groups. But it also means, for example, for a basketball player who joins a martial arts class to improve her footwork and balance, which will eventually enhance her performance on the basketball court. So we're talking to cross-transfer your skills as well. You may think this is only for high-level athletes, and that for recreational adults, just doing the sport itself would be enough. But see it this way. You just cannot restrain yourself to one activity because you can get bored easily. And our main point here is not only to do sport, but to keep doing it in the long term, if not for our entire life. You need mental refreshment, and engaging in different activities can help athletes avoid mental burnout and boredom associated with repetitive training routines. I don't know you, but I often get unable to perform an element if I insist too much. I need a break. You need a break, and explore other activities, how your body reacts to those activities. It's actually exciting and fun. Over time, you will eventually go back to your primary sports activity and you will rediscover it completely. Having integrated your body with other activities, you will see a different physical reaction, which means you improved. I insisted for so much time to get certain movements in ballet, and only when coming back from having done much machine work at the gym and daily yoga, that I finally saw I could easily lift my legs without the effort it was demanding me before. It's a pleasant discovery, I assure you. After all this work on your body as an athlete, you need to learn what proper recovery for your body means to be on top of your game the next time. And this brings us to the third point of today. Topic number 3, rest. The idea is that allowing time for rest and recovery, including proper sleep and nutrition, is essential in preventing injuries and achieving optimal results. All good, but how do you know when it's enough recovery for your body and when you need more? Very tough question, and only you can know this. So you better pay attention to your body and to its signals. There are, however, general guidelines. Rest days. So adults doing sports should plan for at least one rest day or active recovery per week. This means taking a break from all strenuous physical activity and allowing the body to recover. If one complete day of rest disrupts your routine so much that you cannot get back at it, active recovery is a good choice. Yeah, maybe this is not your case, but believe me, once you try to get on your routine every day, you will see that breaking it up actually makes it worse to go back. So in this case, for instance, engaging in lighter exercise, such as yoga or stretching on rest days, can help with recovery by increasing blood flow and reducing muscle soreness. Then we have sleep. As you may know, you should aim for 7-9 hours of sleep per night to allow for proper recovery. This is pretty standard advice. But yet, not everybody manages to do it. Adequate sleep helps with muscle repair and growth, as well as hormone regulation and memory, So it's not only a body function, but also a mental function. You need to sleep. And if you have problems, please, please, please get on the main issues why you cannot sleep and try to do it. Because if you're not sleeping enough, the problems are there. And we will extensively have a talk on this because I am very, very interested in the topic. I have some books about it, and it's very fascinating, by the way. But sleep, it's something that really disrupts your entire life if you don't get it enough. Then we have nutrition. Proper nutrition is essential for rest and recovery. Athletes should aim for a well-balanced diet that includes carbohydrates, proteins, and healthy fats that provide the body with all the necessary nutrients for recovery. If you're thinking of dieting, this is not the time. While you ramp up duration and intensity of physical activity, you really need to be in surplus. After you stabilize, you can start slowly decreasing your food intake, but this should be done in consultation with a professional and at the right time. If you're concerned by the impact your excessive weight can have on practicing a specific discipline, I would rather do a short diet before to ramp up any physical activity. Or simply put more attention to the quality of the food you eat. Because sometimes that's just a matter. I mean, a lot of people tell me they have issues in losing weight and so on. But actually, when I see what they eat, honestly, just putting good food on their plate would actually change a lot. And it's just the fact that some people don't know how to do it and don't know that they're eating things that are not good for themselves. So instruct yourself, do things properly. We'll have an entire episode dedicated to this, so keep listening to know more. Recovery modalities. So athletes can also benefit from various recovery modalities such as foam rolling, massage, ice baths, or sauna sessions. Personally, I love saunas, and especially during winter times, I get a sauna a week. Maybe you live in a hot weather place around the year, and I envy you, honestly. So maybe in that case, ice baths will be your thing. Anything, it's fine. I mean, those are, I won't say palliatives, but are something that you can put on top. It's not like your primary way of recovery, but it's just one thing more you can do to help yourself. So anything, it's fine. Try many different things as much as you can. And yeah, just explore what your body loves more. Okay, we said that athletes need to take it slowly, starting with 10 minutes a session, and you show up the next day with consistency. You can then vary supporting your discipline and motivation by integrating other activities with cross-training. And you need to rest properly. But practically, what's the most effective way to achieve this? What's the plan? Okay, topic number 4, SMART goals. For starters, the best plan is a plan you make for yourself. I tried countless times to follow different trainers' plans, and every time there was something missing. Unless you're ready to spend a consistent amount of money on high-level trainers who really take the time to go deep with you and build a tailored system that works for your body, I would refrain from relying solely on a plan done by a trainer from the gym or at the occasional club you visit. It's not that those trainers aren't good enough, but that each of us is a complex human being with different features. You can take into consideration suggestions and explore their advice, but ultimately it must be you who takes responsibility to understand your body and decide on a plan. Even if you don't have formal training in physical sport, you can still do your research and draw conclusions. Fact check claims you find online or in books, talk with those trainers, for example, and make informed decisions. I am not formally trained in physical activity, but I still managed to create a routine that works for me, and I supported friends and family to do this as well. The thing is, I know it worked not because I'm just doing some random routines that I built up, but because I also had the chance to try things that were not working out. They would make me in pain. And very often it was plans from trainers. I'm sorry to say this, but yes, it happened. So it's not always the best way. We previously discussed how to use the SMART framework to clarify your sports goals. For who forgot it, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Because of the extensive research that proved it not much effective when applied to physical activity, I prefer to use it as a reality check tool to help to define goals and eventually track the progress in a more flexible way. Instead of fixing onto ticking all the checkboxes of the pre-imposed milestones. Answer questions like, what do you want to achieve? Can you measure your progress? Is it achievable? Is it relevant to your long-term goals? How long will it take? Don't worry about deviating from the plan. It's normal. Give yourself a range for achieving your goals to avoid stress and negative thinking. Track positive results, not negatives. So, tracking progress. What can you do without getting too stressed about it? Use a fitness app. There are many fitness apps available that can help you track your workouts, set goals, and monitor your progress. Some popular fitness apps include Nike, Adidas, Fitbit, Strava, and many more. A quick Google search will show you a lot of them. But don't get lost. Just start with one and try them out. As with sports, the right app needs to be tailored to your necessities and hence requires testing. Wearable fitness technology is also something to consider, such as smartwatches, fitness trackers, and heart rate monitors can actually help you track your activity levels, monitor your heart rate, and record your workouts as well. Okay, so this one I would say isn't necessary if you're just starting off. I used my phone for so long to track my runs, and it wasn't the best choice in terms of convenience. But it did the trick until I got better and felt I needed a more professional way of tracking my activity. Just for clarity, I got my Apple Watch after, I think, 3 years after I started running and years after I started off with sport in general. And I also used a Xiaomi, I don't remember even the name, it's like just sort of a smartwatch, but it's very basic, very cheap. And it did the trick. It really works if you're just starting and then you will upgrade. Another way to avoid spending on new expensive devices is to keep a workout journal. It can help you track your progress and identify areas where you need to improve. In your journal, record the type of exercise you did, the duration, and the intensity level. After some time, you can sit and draw some basic statistics on your activity levels. Are you more sloppy on Mondays? Do you get the best workouts at midday? You will discover this only by tracking it. Take progress photos and videos. I'm not a big fan of this because I don't like to fix too much on the physical appearance, but more on the content and health of what you do. However, depending on your discipline, you may want to see if your posture is correct, before it's too late to adjust it. Only when I installed large mirrors in my home for a mini ballet studio that I realized that while doing yoga, I wasn't able to stretch my left arm completely towards the ceiling. And that was funny. I never felt that way. It took some time, but I was able to correct it. So now I think I do it also in the right way when I'm not in front of the mirror. Also, taking progress photos and videos can help you see the physical changes in your body over time. Those are very slight changes, and only if you see a picture or a video from last year, you may see the change. But during this time, you did not notice that. So take photos or videos at regular intervals, such as once a month, and compare them to previous material. It can really help you to track your progress. Set benchmarks. Set benchmarks for yourself to help you track your progress. For example, you could aim to run a certain distance in a certain amount of time, or lift a certain amount of weight for a specific number of reps. Be always gentle with yourself. If one day you don't reach that goal, celebrate yourself for just having shown up. Better partial failure than not even trying. Also, use a workout buddy. Working out with a friend or family member can help you stay accountable and motivated. You can track your progress together and celebrate each other's achievements. This, I must admit, can be also tricky. Like when I say to my husband, I'll go running tomorrow, and until that moment he changes his mind and first says he wants to come, and I get used to the idea, then he says he doesn't want anymore. And I automatically feel demotivated to go alone. We go in circles, so motivating and demotivating each other easily. So for this, I would say choose someone you know you can rely on and doesn't bail on you every time, and make sure you don't get too influenced anyways by your body. Ideally, choose someone who pushes you, but I understand this isn't always possible, so just make the most of it and maybe be the one who pushes your body. Finally, topic number 5, you train you. I want to end today's episode by talking a bit more extensively about seeking expert advice. We said that consulting with a coach, trainer, or sports medicine professional can help you to create an effective training routine that is tailored to your individual needs and goals. It is, in fact, the ideal situation, but take the example of professional athletes. They do have teams working towards their goal to succeed, but they also have to do a lot of independent work. They know pretty well their routine and keep giving feedback to their team, which in return analyzes the information and produces further suggestions and best course of action. Don't you have a team for yourself? No athlete has it, unfortunately. That's something for elite athletes, and not even everybody. But it doesn't mean we are stranded. Use the professionals you know to ask them the same questions and note down their answers. Add your research and experience on top, and you will have similar results. You need to train yourself and be your own coach. That's the reality for us athletes. Nobody's going to come and say, do this or that. That's just on you. Also, remember the key to success in starting or returning to a sport is to be patient with yourself. Listen to your body and focus on making consistent progress over time. By following these techniques, you can create a routine that will help you achieve your athletic goals and maintain a healthy and active lifestyle. So today we understood how to start slow and what's the matter with it. why cross-training can save you from falling out of your routine and adding some edge to your physical abilities as well, and why you need to get the proper rest to recover at full. We went through a better approach to SMART goals and a few tips and tricks to make yourself train today. And finally, we just ended on the importance of you being there for yourself as your personal trainer. Then, get out, rise, conquer, and repeat. Next episode, we finally approach the topic of nutrition. Eating fuel should be your primary goal. And even though it may sound controversial to you, there exists that feeling, brace yourself, of not wanting to eat a pizza today, but a bowl full of broccoli. I know, you don't believe me, but this is a challenge I take to convince you of the opposite. Also, I'm tailoring this podcast series to let you achieve your unique goals. What is the major roadblock to move your body? Is it time, work, and other commitments, or you simply get bored? Or maybe you have a topic you want me to talk about. Please let me know by writing a comment or answering the poll in the Aduthletes community or on your preferred social media platform, whatever you like. I'll post the links in the description box below, or you can visit the aduthlete.com website and reach out to me via the contact form. I'd love to hear from you. But you can also keep listening to the upcoming next episodes. Thank you for being part of the Aduthlete community. That's all for today. EGR out.